TLC's 90 Day Fiancé follows couples who travel across the globe and sacrifice it all to be together. But just because these reality stars go to great efforts for their relationships doesn't mean that things magically work out. Here are the 90 Day Fiancé couples that, for better or for worse, we just couldn't stop watching. Season 2's Mohammed and Danielle had an unhealthy relationship from the very beginning. With Danielle hanging all over Mohammed and Mohammed's obvious repulsion of Danielle, it's no wonder things went south.
He has told people that I smell and I peed on him.
Eventually, Mohammed left Danielle's Ohio home. But while these two made a terrible couple, they made for even worse exes. Mohammed complained about their love life and Danielle obsessed over Mohammed's alleged relationships with other women, according to In Touch. One of their worst fights involved Danielle throwing a pile of documents at Mohammed and yelling,
"You walked away from me. Yeah. I'm here trying to talk to you."
You know, it's just because I'm better than you. I don't do it back to you.
You're a user, Mohammed. You used me.
Danielle went back and forth about whether or not to grant Mohammed a divorce or to get an annulment, which would result in Mohammed potentially being deported. Eventually, they settled on a divorce, and finally, one of the worst 90 Day Fiancé relationships of all time was over. Immature and lacking chemistry, Season 4's Nicole and Azin had plenty of issues from the start.
Everything. I hate everything.
From family drama to cheating scandals to Nicole's cringeworthy tantrums when Azin wouldn't touch her in public, there was no denying these two had their fair share of relationship problems. Still, perhaps the biggest hurdle for the couple was that Azin didn't like the way Nicole looked.
Physically, I'm attracted to Nicole, but it's not just like, for example, 55%.
He also called her lazy, most notably during a walk through the desert when Azin acted as a personal trainer to Nicole at the gym. Between the lack of attraction and the hurtful insults, it's a wonder they made it through their first season of the show without breaking up. Shockingly, Nicole and Azin are still an item as of late 2019. Darcy and her Dutch boyfriend Jesse first appeared on Season 1 of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Days, and it didn't take long for them to get a reputation for being one of the most explosive couples in the history of the show. Of course, the almost 20-year age gap didn't help. Every episode seemed to have a blow-up or a meltdown, and the two appeared to constantly fight.
Are you kidding me? God is gonna strike you. I swear to God, because you know what? You're a liar.
There was the issue of Darcy's drinking, the ongoing argument about whether or not Darcy threw a shoe at Jesse, and countless passive-aggressive fights. One memorable argument started after Darcy wouldn't let Jesse prepare dinner the way he wanted to.
I'm just helping you. We're doing this together, right? I've worked in restaurants, so okay.
I'm done.
Darcy's teenage daughter finally put a ceasefire on the drama, saying,
"Are y'all serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of you guys are acting like you're my age. Just grow up."
Thankfully, this couple eventually split up. Colt and Larissa had many problems during their engagement on the show. Larissa feuded with Colt's cousin and also with Colt's mother, and of course, there was the issue of Colt and Larissa not seeming to get along.
Tired of you, blah, 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 you know?
I'm tired of you, blah, 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 too.
The drama started in their first episode when Colt didn't bring flowers when he picked her up from the airport, but that was nothing compared to the stress of Larissa getting arrested right before their wedding. Apparently, when Colt and Larissa were fighting one night, Colt called the police and Larissa was taken to jail. Charges were eventually dropped, but Larissa was arrested again after they were married and then for a third time in January 2019, according to Us Weekly. The couple finalized their divorce in late April 2019.
I want $1 million from Colt, but it's better 200 than nothing.
Molly met Louise when she was on vacation in the Dominican Republic, and on Season 5 of the show, Louise moved into Molly's home with her two daughters. But oldest daughter Olivia didn't like Louise, and the rest of Molly's family didn't trust him. And as time went on, the rest of the family was proved right. Her dad said on the show,
"I think she wants a man in her life so bad that sometimes she doesn't make the best decisions."
The two had a complicated relationship and got into a lot of strange arguments, such as the time Louise insulted Molly's bedroom decor. By the end of the season, things weren't looking great for the couple. It seemed like there would be no wedding by the end of the 90 days, but then Molly confessed that she and Louise were in fact already married.
So you guys are now legally married, and he's gone.
The two returned, still married, for 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 3, but after one especially explosive fight which ended with Louise threatening to call the police, Molly declared,
"But I 100% do not want to be married to this man anymore."
Soon after, they filed for divorce. For a while, Ashley and Jay from season 6 seemed like two crazy kids who just might make it. There was a decent age difference, with 11 years between them, and there were some doubts about Jay's commitment. Still, there was no denying their chemistry, and at the end of season 6, they eloped in Vegas.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jay, kiss your wife. Yeah!
But soon after they returned home, Ashley found out that Jay had been talking to other women on a dating site. They tried to work through the issue during season 4 of Happily Ever After, but when Ashley found out that Jay had done much more than just chat with other women, she told him,
If you show up at my house, the police will be waiting to deport your ass. So go yourself if you want to keep things, okay?
Ashley filed for divorce in January 2019. George and Anfisa stood out from the rest of the 90-day pack. For one thing, Anfisa was a proud gold digger.
Do you have like a dream ring in mind?
I want at least 3 carats.
Okay, well, welcome to Beverly Hills.
Meanwhile, her fiancé and later husband, George, knew full well that she was interested in him for his money and boldface lied to her about being rich.
Times have changed, and if you're not ready to adapt...
I'm not going to adapt. What does mean adapt? Adapt to what? To your life?
Their relationship went from unsteady to chaotic when Anfisa started to rebel, keying the word idiot into George's car, kicking him out of the apartment, and even slapping him. But despite all the drama they went through, these two are somehow still together these days. Anfisa is even sticking by George as he serves time behind bars for his infamous marijuana bust in Arizona, according to TMZ. But true fans know this show isn't all about the train wrecks. Some 90-day couples still make us believe in true love. Never was there a cuter duo in 90 Day Fiancé than Alan and Kirlian. From the beginning, they seemed so in love and sweet with each other. The only real issue for these two during their 90 days was their commitment to wait until marriage to be intimate. On their wedding day, Alan awkwardly shared,
We've waited so long to be together, and tonight, the waiting's over, so we can do what married people do.
Viewers caught up with this duo again on 90 Day Fiancé What Now, where the couple announced that they were expecting. These two are still an item and are raising a little boy named Liam.
I love being married. I love being with somebody all the time.
I agree with him, 100%.
During the 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 2 Tell-All, Lauren called out a few of her co-stars for making her relationship and the K-1 visa process look bad.
For me, it's embarrassing being associated with them. People go through this process for the wrong reason.
It might have been an awkward moment, but Lauren had a point. While other couples were fighting, avoiding each other, and stirring up rumors of fraudulent marriages, she and her Israeli husband, Alexei, seemed refreshingly normal. Their biggest issues involved an argument about Lauren going to a strip club for her bachelorette party and some drama while taking wedding photos.
Everything is so unorganized and so balagan.
Even so, they were able to overcome it all. The two later appeared on 90 Day Fiancé Pillow Talk, where they seemed very happy together, and the pair announced they'll officially become parents in spring 2020. Buttoned-up conservative Russ and saucy Paula didn't have an easy time on the show. They endured big-time conflicts, and at some points they might have seemed too different to be a good match.
I feel like there's a lot of thresholds that are being crossed right now.
There were issues involving what Russ thought about Paula's modeling career, drama with Paula's friend Juan, and disagreements about where they would live. Still, what makes these two so great together was how they worked through the issues and found happiness.
And I want my wife to be happy. And if that means leaving Oklahoma, then that's what I'm gonna have to do.
On 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Russ had a hard time accepting Paula's desire to move to Miami and even questioned her career choices, like those topless beach photos. Over time, however, he started to break free from his conservative upbringing and even agreed to move to Miami. Meanwhile, Paula worked hard to get along with Russ's conservative family, even if his parents weren't exactly welcoming to her. Today, Paula and Russ are still married and are raising their son, Axel. Together, the three of them make an adorable family. Season 3's Kyle and his Thai fiancé Noon seemed like a perfect fit from the very start.
Okay, I'm here. Okay.
They hugged and cried when they first met at the airport, and Noon supported Kyle when he talked about his problems with his parents. The two were so in love, they got along well, and they were shockingly normal by 90 Day Fiancé standards. Sure, there were a couple issues that the two ran into during their engagement. For one thing, Noon wasn't happy with Kyle's dirty bachelor pad, and later on, Kyle's mom was more than rude to Noon, asking her if she was only marrying Kyle for a green card. Despite those bumps in the road, the two had a peaceful 90 days and got married at the end of the season. The couple is still together today and are busy posting some seriously cute photos on Instagram.
I'll always be there for you, you know that?
Yeah, I know. You were stuck with me.
When Rachel and John first appeared in season 2 of Before the 90 Days, viewers were nervous. Rachel was a single mother who'd fallen in love with a man she'd met on a karaoke app, and John was a mysterious guy with a violent criminal record, according to In Touch. Rachel knew she was taking a huge risk by traveling to England with her baby to meet him, but she did it anyway.
It's better than I expected. He's so much cuter in person.
Thankfully, John ended up being nothing but a big teddy bear. He'd been in fights in the past, but had since changed his ways. After that was all cleared up and he gained Rachel's trust, there was little left to do but watch these two begin their happily ever after. These days, the pair are still working on getting John to the US, but with their chemistry and true love, Rachel and John seem destined to be together. Evelyn and David from season 5 may have seemed mismatched at first. Then 18-year-old singer-songwriter Evelyn was naive and immature, while her Spanish fiancé, 27-year-old David, was much more grounded. They clashed on plans for where to live, navigated doubts from Evelyn's disapproving friend, and figured out how to pay for the groomsmen's tuxedos.
So you know how my friends are traveling?
If this is about the tuxedos, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
But when obstacles came up, the two always worked through them. The only big problem during their engagement was their struggle to wait to be intimate until they were married. David had a hang-up with talking about intimacy and abstinence on camera, and at one point he got upset when Evelyn brought it up.
I still feel like it's important for us to talk about intimacy.
No, I'm gonna take a break.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. Do you need me to be more clear about it?
By the time these two got married, it was clear that they really cared for each other, and today they are still together. Evelyn has continued singing, and in an Instagram post from April 2019, David showed his support for her when she was on American Idol. When it comes to good 90 Day Fiancé couples, the bar is usually set pretty low. Usually, if a couple stays together and doesn't end up getting arrested, they're marked as a winner. But Amy and Danny defy show tradition with a relationship based on trust, love, and respect. Like, what are these two even doing on reality TV?
This is bigger than just us getting married. This is two families coming together.
South African Amy moved to Pennsylvania to be with Danny in season 2. The only serious challenge the couple faced was the fact that Danny's father appeared to have a problem with interracial marriage. But by the time the couple appeared on the season 2 tell-all episode, Danny's father had apparently changed his mind, and Amy's relationship with her father-in-law was improving. Amy said,
I never hated him for responding in that way. And I think the way we responded was just that, you know what? We can be the ones to teach you.
Danny and Amy are still together as of late 2019 and are busy raising 2 adorable children.